second. Excellent. Good evening, everyone. My name is Drew Chesney, and I am the Council Commissioner, and we're here for January's Roundtable and Program Update. We have quite a few slides to go through this evening, a lot of updates, but a lot of quick stuff. So we're going to be very respectful of everyone's time. I don't suspect this will take longer than an hour. As with every month, we're going to have the ability at the end of this to ask any questions. We'll hang out for a little bit, network a little bit, see if anybody has any concerns. It could be on items that we bring up tonight, or if you're just looking to get some ideas, suggestions, advice, need a little help with something that's not necessarily on the topics for tonight, but you want to talk one-on-one with somebody, we can make that happen at the end of this as well. So with that, I appreciate everyone's time. Hope everybody had a great new year and had great holidays. And I think we have everybody here who I'm expecting who's going to be talking. So I think we're good to go. Everybody can see my presentation. Little thumbs up from somebody. Will, you're the first one I see on my screen. All right, good. That means it's there. Thank you, Mr. Sweet. Fantastic. We're going to get rolling. Tori, you're up first.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everybody. And so glad to see everybody. Hope everybody had a great holiday season with your family. One of the first things is I just want to congratulate everybody with the efforts for recruitment this fall and this year. We had so many leaders, so many volunteers stepping up and having a great time and out there getting scouting out into the community. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for your efforts. As a council, I will say we did awesome. We did really great. I am really extremely proud of the team and all of our district volunteers. We have right now, we're still calculating some numbers and looking at some different reports, but we are looking at that we hit about 900 plus new scouts in our council. So that is awesome. That is 900 more youth that are getting the awesome program of scouting, and all the leaders making an impact and giving opportunities to those that may not have been able to have them. So really excited. I'm really happy and wanted to say thank you to everybody for that. One thing that we wanted to do this year is that we wanted to turn around and we wanted to recognize the districts that had the most growth in Cub Scouts this year, and also some of our top 10 packs for the growth that they had. And a lot of the packs are reflecting that they've had a 10% growth or more in theirs. So there were a lot of units that did recruit this year, and a good portion of them all gained, and they all increased their membership. But these were ones that really went out and they hit to over 10% of what their goal was that we worked with them on, and went beyond that. So wanted to look at the districts and just say congratulations for Cub Scouts, Mohawk and Fort Orange. They did a phenomenal job with getting, Mohawk got 159, Fort Orange 157. And I also wanted to put out there too, to show some growth with the Scouts BSA, because with the Scouts BSA, we really did see a lot of growth, and a lot of that, as you know, our Cub Scouts program is the program that got hit really hard this year. So all of that coming in is awesome. But Scouts BSA, I want everybody to know we did have some really great growth in there. So Fort Orange and Yankee Doodle, great job. They led with the most Scouts BSA that they recruited throughout this fall recruitment. And then our top units, wanted to give a big shout out to these. As you guys can see, Pack 1050 got 30, 2257, 30, 6044, 25, 1023, 23, 4013, 22, 1083, 21, 1701, 21, 4005, 20, 8046, 19, and Pack 1078 got 18 Cub Scouts in too. They went above and beyond what their goals were. They had some great recruitment events. They did a great job. One thing we want to do is an honorable mention. I wanted to really give kudos to the Adirondack District. Adirondack District did an absolute fabulous job up there. But 6 out of their 7 packs increased their membership. And honestly, that 7th pack only lost 1 scout. So I want to say that pretty much all of them did a great job. They doubled their Cub Scout numbers as a district. And even their Scouts BSA did a fabulous job. I think they only lost one or two Scouts BSA, which could have been an age out. So I look at it as, I just want to say honorable mention. They did a fabulous job up in Adirondack District and wanted to give everybody and a round of applause. What's next? I'll give you guys a brief, real brief here, is that spring recruitment, hashtag adventure on. That is the theme going into the spring, and also will carry on to the fall, carrying on our escape to the outdoors to let's adventure on and let's continue forward. So spring kickoff, the membership team is looking at kicking off all the materials and having we're going to have a webinar. We're going to have a big thing on March 15th. So start thinking of some spring recruiting events that you guys can do. Some things you want to reach out to us. We are going to have many resources for you available. We're working on the new assets of all the new stuff that's come out right now with the Adventure On logo. So we'll have the flyers, we will have social media posts, have all of that stuff. So just keep your eyes out for that. We will be sending that stuff out in February with our membership newsletter and all the links. Obviously, you can reach out to me, Ty, or Quinn. We would love to be at any type of event. We have a few already scheduled for the spring, so we would love to be there to support you and anything that you guys need. Keep an eye open on the website. The updates will be released in February with new resources, all the new resources, membership trainings and different trainings you can do. And that doesn't mean you need to be in a membership position, but you kind of want to see what it's about. There's some really great trainings on how to increase your membership and what to be able to do for both Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA. We're going to make them available to everybody. And also too, we are going to be adding an Explorer page to give the resources to all of our Explorer posts that's out there, so that they have a resource page and what they have available to them. It was a lot of feedback we got back from some of our posts. We're going to be kicking off real soon. Keep it out in the next couple of weeks is our incentive program for all of our units, and also the recruiter patch that is going to be available to all of the youth that bring a friend and they sign up for scouting. Our monthly membership newsletter that we did in the fall is going to be coming back in on a weekly basis, so that you guys can have all of the information needed. And one of the most important things, last but not least, but it is one of the most important things, is we're always looking for team members for the membership portion at the district levels. To join our membership team, we have our council meetings with Chris Couchet the third Wednesday of the month. And anybody that wants to be a part of it, you don't need to be a full vice chair of a district, but you've gotten some really great ideas and you want to get out there and bring the scouting to the communities and want to be able to give this program. We would love to have you on the team, even if it's to help out at one event or give us some ideas and work with us behind the scenes. We would love to have you aboard, because it is one of the most rewarding positions that we can have. So if anybody's got any questions, I saw that Drew put my email in the chat. Please feel free to reach out. And that is your membership really quick minute.
Very cool. Yep. And your email has been placed in the chat box. So if anyone wants to reach out to Tori, feel free to. If not, towards the end, you can ask any questions if you want to. All right. Thanks, Tori. All right. Just a quick reminder to everybody that if you haven't completed it yet, your charter is due. They were due December 31st. There were some challenges, shall we say, with the new set up a new program from National, but I think for the most part, we do have those figured out. If you are still having issues, please feel free to reach out to myself or Sandy. We'll be very happy to give you a helping hand if we can, and we'll get you in the right point in the right direction. Please try and get this done as soon as possible. The longer that they get held up, there is a grace period, but once that grace period is over, so is insurance, so is active registrations, and that can get kind of cumbersome when you're trying to hold events, and it will become a problem. So please ensure that you are working on that. If you're still looking for the resources, they are still up and available on the council website for anything that you may need. So please reach out if you need anything. We do have a number of units who haven't started, and every unit in the council should have at least started the process. Many of you have finished, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much for working through that through the holiday season, and definitely here to help for any of that. Wrong direction. All right. So if you have not seen it by now, we are postponing our annual recognition dinner. Normally that is held in early February. With the uptick in COVID cases and the challenges that presents, we just don't feel it is prudent to put 250 people in a room. at this point. So we are going to postpone the recognition piece to hopefully the spring. Where a couple of us are already starting to talk and see opportunities, whether it's like May, June, whatever we could possibly do. It's very similar to what we did the previous year. The recognition dinner, I'm sorry, the business meeting, please. The business meeting piece will be held virtually. So if you are a council member at large, if you are a COR, you will receive those invites for the virtual meeting. I don't know when they'll be going out, but Mark, I assume sometime in the next couple of weeks, that stuff will be going out to those individuals. So just to keep everybody heads up, if you're looking for the annual meeting and business dinner, COVID has got us for another year on this one. So hopefully we get back to it in the future. That's our sincere hope. So, Mark, you're up.
Thanks, Drew. Drew asked me to cover 2 points with everybody tonight. The first one I'll touch on. I'm going to kind of do it in reverse order of your slide. I'll touch on updates to the national bankruptcy. There was some media updates, and then I'll share with you status updates on the council's plans. And I also want to touch on our new partnership with GLAMP 80K and Waukpamani and what that looks like as we move ahead. So on the national bankruptcy, there was a little bit of some news coverage on what the bankruptcy calls a overwhelming majority vote of plaintiffs to accept the National Council's bankruptcy plan. And that news coverage shared that 73% of plaintiffs agreed to the plan. The court mapped out what they felt was an overwhelming level of support, was somewhere between 75% approval and 80% approval. So we released a story saying that the preliminary vote landed at 73%. And it feels like there are still a couple of major charter partners. The Catholic Church is the largest, and then a few insurance companies that are going to make a contribution to the National Trust. And then that vote is retaken. National attorneys are pretty confident that with those other moves, we'll be over that 75% bankruptcy plan voted, approved, and then we go forward with every council's contribution to that victims trust fund. So we're probably still a couple of weeks to a month away from closure on that. Components, and just this is probably a refresher and an update, but our council's components of that trust contribution, we've got to make a $2.6 million contribution. And our components are from the sale of Camp Bedford. We've negotiated a above appraised value of the property sale with limited retained use of the property for scouting. So kind of a real victory for us. We get the full value of selling Camp Bedford, and we get to retain some use of it. So we're aiming for mid-January to close on that deal. We've already made a significant withdrawal of cash from the council's endowment. And we've initiated with a couple of different lenders options for mortgaging Rotary Scout Reservation and the Scout Service Center, the council office. Those three, along with the sale of 40 acres of what we call our Cub Scout side of Camp Waukpamani. It's 40.5 acres of the total, over 1,000 acres total at Waukpamani. We will be listing for sale 40 acres of that Cub side. One nuance of that property, we can donate that 40 acres as a deed if we don't get the full market value in terms of a sale over the next 3 years. So we're gonna list it for the full market value, continue to use it if we need to. If it doesn't sell in 3 years, we donate the deed of that 40 acres. That's the council approved plan. Those are the components and updates. We're waiting to hear back on mortgage options for Rotary Scout Reservation, and the Council Service Center is really the last piece. We've got Plan B, Plan C, and we're really hoping for Plan A, which is a loan through the Small Business Association's Economic Impact and Development Loan. It's that the terms of that loan are far better than anything else out there. We've applied for it, and we're in process waiting to hear back from that. That's the update on the bankruptcy. Again, we're trying to get to $2.6 million, and the 1-2 punch of the bankruptcy contribution and COVID, we saw a minus 42% in our total membership for the council. So that 1-2 punch really has forced the board to really dive into some creative solutions, new revenue streams, get outside of the box. We've made the decision to keep all of our properties. Councils around us are selling properties. There are 10 Boy Scout properties that have been sold in New York State. 4 council offices have been sold in New York State. We made the decision to retain all of our properties, including, retained use of Bedford. So we're really choosing a harder path, but we feel like it's the best path to retain property. That leads me to the next topic here. In our new partnership we announced with Glamp ADK. Glamp ADK is a for-profit glamour camping outfit that's got locations throughout the Adirondacks, around Lake George. They've been a very successful glamour camping outfit for several years. And rather than reinventing what that would look like as we try to utilize Walk-Pomini, we decided to partner with somebody that's already doing a very good job at it. So similar to last season, where our council's only granted 1 permit to operate long-term resident camp in our council. And so the board went through a really tough process of deciding which camp to use. We landed on Rotary in that process for long-term resident camp. And that really left us with Walk-Pomini trying to figure out the best use of that property in terms of a concept. If we can't run resident camp there, what could we be doing to maximize that amazing property? So this partnership is one solution. The concept is Glamp ADK is an expert in special events, in utilizing glamour camping for special events like family reunions, weddings. So they are our partner to really tap into that market and use Walk-Pomini to host those style of events. So we've blacked out dates for Scouting's use where it's exclusively, Camp Walk-Pomini is exclusively ours, and those are for those programs like day camp. We've got a whole slew of Walk-Pomini adventure weekends, shooting sports, ATV programs, swimming, cope, all of those style programs. We've blacked out dates for our use, Order of the Arrow. We actually have more things scheduled on that property for Scout use than we've ever have. And we've blacked out dates or carved out space and dates for Glamp ADK to host those outside events. Our piece of it is strictly rental revenue. Their piece of it is to market and manage and run those events. They deal with customers, caterers, whatever we need to pull off a special event. This coming Saturday, we're hosting a small committee group to really look at logistics. I think that the partnerships is very well flushed out, but there's going to be logistics, parking, what do we need to do to get the property ready? What's Glamour Camping's expectation of us to get the property ready? So we're gonna host a meeting to really identify those issues with logistics and then get to work on those logistics. We would not do this if this was minimal impact. We're anticipating that this is going to be a significant revenue stream. It's with a partner that has similar values and values the great outdoors. This isn't a hootenanny, beer fest type of partnership and utilizing our property. This is a high-end glamour camping operation with potential revenue that's significant to the council. It's a 1-year agreement, and it's an optional renewable agreement going forward, but we want to look at this as kind of 1 year at a time. We feel like it's an immediate solution as we come up with the best use of property. And we wouldn't do this if it meant $1,500 or $2,500. This potentially is very significant. And post bankruptcy and post COVID-19, it gives the council an opportunity to reinvest in the property, reinvest in the council, and continue to grow. So more to come on this, and we're going to get through our logistics meeting, and then Stephen Dunn's already set up our council registration systems for cabin rentals, for campsite rentals, for use of the property. It's already set up with all of those blackout dates for us and for Glamp ADK. All of that's built into the reservation system. We're not saying no to kids and units that want to go camping. During the summer, it may mean you don't get the campsite in lean-to or pavilion that you're used to getting. But we do have space at Walk Pomini. We're not saying no to any rentals. We can do both. Drew, I don't know if you want to open it up to questions on either of those bankruptcy topics or Glamp ADK.
We have a couple moments. If anybody has a quick question, we can do about 2 or 3.
Will,
you got your hand raised there, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mark, I just want to let you know that in my past life, I have extensive experience in high-end off-premise special events. So if you're interested in any other input, please let me know, reach out. I'd be happy to help.
I did not know that about you, Will. Thank you.
Okay.
Rick Storick, I see you got your hand going there.
Yeah, I just had one quick question. So the use by the Glamp ADK partnership and Boy Scouts would be at separate times. They wouldn't happen at the same time.
There's what I would call blackout dates, whiteout dates, and gray dates. There are times where we've got in mind, if they can rent out during the week in that time frame, good luck. If they don't, that's available for our use. There are times where we're hosting an NRA shooting competition, for example. We can do that at the shooting range while there is a special event going on in the other part of camp. So that I would consider a gray date where we can have dual use.
My only concern under NCAP would be, the ability to vet all these outsiders while scouts are in camp.
Yeah, there's definite separation, and we look at in CAP that we're successful in running a day camp at a park that has a pool, and our scouts are in wristbands, t-shirts on one side under leadership, while the state park or that park has outside users at the same pool in the same facilities. So we've got to absolutely consider youth protection, number one. How do we identify our scouts? How do we identify other people? I think when people hear glamour camping, they think, oh, they're going to pull up for a weekend and, have a tent. No, this is really more special event. So I think it's going to be very clear if there is a family reunion or a wedding in a part of camp and scouts shooting at the range in the other part of camp. I think we can get there. But again, this is brand new. We're going to lean on some expertise and people really familiar with the property and hammer out those logistics.
I go Jeff Schaefer, and I thought a week or two ago, I think the Methodist Church is coming in on the bankruptcy thing now or something.
Yeah, so they were on the fence, and they just announced that they're contributing $30 million or $33 million as a organization. And they did that announcement just prior to that vote that got 73% approval. And our guess is if they were to take that vote again after the Methodists made that contribution, more people would vote in favor. So that's exactly right. That's an example of people coming off the fence and making those final contributions.
Well, that was over a 3-year period, they said.
My guess is we're talking about a 10 to 15 year process in terms of funding the trust and actually making settlement contributions to victims.
Any other questions regarding to Mark around the bankruptcy or the ATK? And like I said, we'll have a period at the end if anybody wants to stick around and just ask a quick question. All right.
Thanks,
Very
Drew.
cool. Thank you, Mark. Next up, I did list the summer programs as they're dated. Stephen, I don't know if you want to take 20 seconds and just talk anything about these. I know that's kind of on the spot, but I just took them off of the constant contact. I don't know if you want to mention anything.
Yeah, the adventure weekend, we're looking to have everything open. So the waterfront will be open, all the shooting ranges will be open. We're hoping to have the Cope course open. Pioneer program can be open for your first year scouts. Shooting competition, we're looking at doing a first ever shooting competition for scouts. They'll be competing, had a chance to compete in archery, shotgun, or rifle. Our Cub Scout Day will be similar to last year. We want to offer the Cub Scout Shooting Awards and the Aquanaut for the Weevil Scouts. The ATV Training Day is an opportunity for troops to get trained in the ATV safety program. And so there's two components to that. There's an online component, and then there's a hands-on component that you would do up at camp. And that would be in the evening on July 20th. NRA Youth Program is still something that we're actually meeting with the Shooting Sports Committee, and that's one of the things that we'll be hashing out in the next couple of days. Cub Scout Weekend is kind of going to be we're doing a day camp weekend up at Waukpamini, and that'll be on August 6th and 7th. And day camp director and our day camp program director and I are meeting with our camping committee chair on Wednesday, hashing out some more details on that. And then Merit Badge Completion Day on August 27th. You get a partial at summer camp, and you still need to qualify in shotgun or archery or rifle, or you need to finish off some requirements down at the waterfront. Coming up that day, it'll be a free day, and let's get those partials completed.
And just to clarify, the ATV Training Day, that allows units to get trained so that they can participate in
Yeah, so then
excursions
they
and
can
treks
then
and stuff.
come back and do go on the back trails and do a half-day ATV event.
Okay.
But you can't do that until you're trained through the safety program.
Fantastic. And Mark, I saw it. Thank you for posting the link. You can find the link to all these programs, registrations, and more information in the chat box as it's currently sits. And then Stephen, you want to talk a quick second about this?
Yeah, we are making the investment to keep our ATVs. So we are out of the program with National. So we're keeping that investment, and we're looking at forming a council ATV committee. We'll be putting out in the next e-news, there'll be a link to a committee application form that will then come back to me. If you have any interest in being on the committee, helping out with continuing to develop our ATV program, have some expertise in maintenance, or are just maybe interested in becoming an ATV instructor, that would be an excellent place to start. And then we'll start having probably quarterly meetings, and just to make certain that all our trails are up to date, and then all the machines are maintained and ready to go.
I placed your email right in the chat box. If anybody has any questions on either the summer programs or the ATV committee and programs moving forward, feel free to email Stephen. Otherwise, take a look at the next constant contact for that Google form. Great. Thank you, Stephen. Brian, you're up, bud.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. First thing that we've got up here is our Cub Scout resident camp. We're really excited about hosting that this summer. I'm out at Rotary, and we are going with a treasure hunters theme. So come on out with Post and Kill Jones and explore throughout the camp, searching for your treasures. But really excited about this. The kids had a great time last year in our space exploration program. And so we're bringing them back, and you can see on the screen there, this flyer is available on the Facebook page and on the council website. You can see across the bottom some of the program opportunities that we're offering at resident camp. Are all the shooting sports, archery, slingshots, as well as BB guns. We've got swimming and aquatics activities, boating, are opportunities for our Cub Scouts that are doing the resident camp, nature hikes, environmental science, STEM, sports and games, other kinds of scouting activities. It's a packed program, but they have a lot of fun, and we run it from Sunday afternoon until Wednesday at noon, and so it stays right under that 72-hour mark, which seems to be a nice line for this program. The Scouts will and their adult leaders, parents that come with them, will be staying in our Scout tents, like you see up in the upper right-hand corner there. You can see a little corner of that there. So it's a fantastic opportunity for those Cub Scouts that have maybe done a little bit of experience with the day camp, and then they're looking for a new adventure to move on up in. There's things that you can do at resident camp that they're not going to be able to do at a day camp opportunity, such as some of the aquatics activities. So this is a nice opportunity for the scouts to get out to camp and have a great time. So you can see the website there. We'll have more information. Will be ongoing. We've got a video up there from promotional video that Clint put together for us. Thank you. We've got the flyer that you see here on the screen. Some other materials are up there. We'll have the leader's guide coming out soon. That'll have some additional information about kind of the program structure and things like that that you guys might be interested in. But July 24th to 27th, come on out to camp for Cub Scout resident camp.
Oh, I just left that there.
What's that?
I just left that there. Didn't know if you want to mention it again.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is great. We are in the process of assembling our team for resident camp staff this summer. I know we have a few staff members and former staff members and on the call here tonight. And this is a real capstone experience for a scout. I've always thought that this is something, there are some of those, real capstone experiences, getting an eagle, going to a high adventure base, and camp staff is another one of those kind of capstone experiences. It's a fantastic opportunity for scouts. We are still currently accepting applications for individuals that are interested in becoming CITs with us this summer. CITs are 15 years of age and at least first class if they're scouts. If they're venturers, the rank requirement is waived. And staff is 16 and up. And we have lots of different opportunities, looking for people in the program space, looking for people in unit support and food service and other operations that help make camp go. But it's a great time. You make incredible memories being a part of a camp staff. And we're really looking forward to putting together a great team for you guys. This is our centennial season, so our centennial staff will be a special one here. And so there is an online application available there at rsrbsa.org/campstaff. Drew just put the link in the chat box as well. So you can go and apply online, and we'll give you a call soon to come in for an interview. And this is age 16 and up, all the way up. So, we have some positions that require 21 and over or 18 and over and things like that. So if you want to come play for the summer and join us in one of our leadership roles, we're looking for some of our senior scouts to help us out with that too. So please come on out and have some fun. But this is a great opportunity. I'll just put in a quick plug, I know we've got some folks, I think, on the call here who've had kids that have gone through the program as CITs and staff and have come away really pretty impressed with the changes and the experiences that those youth get going through this program as a CIT or a staff member. And I would just mention that also for unit leaders. This is a fantastic opportunity to recommend those older scouts that that are great teachers, that are great leaders, they're good, really great with your scouts, that this is an opportunity for them to grow. And if they come out and work for us this summer, and you're coming out to camp, you're not going to lose them either, because sometimes units are concerned about losing their SPL or something like that to a staff position. They can still stay on the site with you guys. They can still eat the meals with you guys. They can still be part of the unit during the week that your troop is at camp. So if you've got any of those scouts that you think would be fantastic, encourage them. I think the common story of most staff members is somebody at some point tapped them on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you should really think about this. This would be a good idea for you." That's what happened to me many, many years ago, and I haven't left. So it's a great experience for folks. And sometimes those scouts just need that little tap on the shoulder and the encouragement to do something like this. Another program that we've got going on this month, and I'm really proud of this, we're really excited about this, is the council is hosting it's going to be an online training session on the, I don't have the date up on here. I think we have the date. Drew, can you look that up for me? I don't want to give the wrong date. I have it in my mind, but I just want to make sure I get the right one. We have an online training session that is happening at the end of January on inclusive scouting, supporting LGBTQ plus scouts and families. We have, been able to broaden our membership protocols here in BSA over the last several years. It's been one of the great things that we've been able to do. And we want to make sure that all of our scouts and all of our families are feeling welcome within our scouting community. And so this is an outstanding program. Alex Mastermarkey, who's a former camp staff member in our council, is also an experienced LGBTQ plus educator. He's going to be doing a training session for us. It's very low intimidation, if that's, I don't know, that's the right way of putting it, but like, this is a great introductory session. If you've never worked with Scouts who are LGBTQ, if you have questions, he's really approachable. He's great with, discussion, and it's going to be framed as kind of an introduction on how we can best welcome families and Scouts into the community. Thanks, Drew. January 27th, that's what I thought it was, want to make sure, 7 to 8:30. We do have the registration is posted up on the council website, on the registration page, on the calendar, as well as on the Facebook. You can go in there and you can register for that. And this is a really unique opportunity. I don't know too many other councils that are doing this, but Alex did a training for our staff during staff week this summer at camp. I know he did a training for the council professional staff a couple months back as well. And I think everybody I've talked to that has done some trainings with him in the past has come away, very, very pleased with the experience. So really encourage unit leaders, some of our program leads, people that are working with our various committees in the council. This is a really awesome opportunity. Tom?
Are you going to be able to record that and set it back up in the for future playback?
I think the decision I made on that one is I think that in order to give everyone the space to be able to ask questions, not to feel intimidated about being able to ask questions, that it would be appropriate not to record the session for public posting. But we've already had conversation with Alex. Our plan is that this is not going to be a one-time opportunity. This is going to be, we're looking at the possibility of offering a session at the University of Scouting, where we could do additional online evening sessions. We've talked about the option of doing some, this is kind of an introductory, or as Alex is calling it, this is kind of the 101 course. And we're looking at maybe possibly doing a 102, kind of some additional exploration for those who may be interested in it. So I think we'd rather approach it that way and give people the opportunity to have those multiple opportunities as the demand warrants, rather than recording. Looks like this one's me too. All right, so as many of you know, a couple months back, BSA released a new merit badge, Citizenship and Society merit badge. This kind of goes in very nicely with the topic that we were just talking about. Citizenship and Society is part of BSA's commitment to increase awareness of diversity, equity, and inclusion within the organization, and help to frame those ideals and values within our Scouts and our Scouting community. And so we need your help. We're looking for merit badge instructors. This merit badge is now live. Scouts can work on this now. It will become an Eagle required merit badge on July 1st. So basically, up until July 1st, anybody who completes their board of review prior to July 1, this merit badge will not be required for them, but anyone after July 1, it will be. That will not change the 21 merit badges total that are required for Eagle. It just adds another required, so it basically subtracts one elective from the Eagle Scouts requirements. But we're looking for folks that are willing to help us out as instructors, because we know that Scouts are going to be eagerly starting to work on this and look for opportunities to work on this. But I wanted to talk about it a little bit briefly here tonight, because it's very unique. It's not the same kind of merit badge experience as you may be used to. It is very much for the Scout, it's a very self-guided exploration. There's not, you're probably used to, many of you are merit badge counselors, and you're used to being kind of the subject matter expert, and you're kind of helping to impart knowledge to that Scout about, climbing or swimming or, whatever the case may be, first aid skills, things like that. This merit badge does not have a defined set of skills or knowledge that a Scout needs to achieve or earn over the course of the merit badge. It's really set up to promote discussion and dialogue and self-exploration and research and things like that on the part of the Scout. And so that means that we need a unique kind of counselor to help with that. The counselor for Citizenship and Society is really more of a facilitator or a guide. They're there to help escort that Scout through that journey and to be a sounding board, to participate in discussions with them. BSA has actually said that this is a merit badge based on their field testing that they did this past year with Scouts around the country, that it very much works best in an environment where there are about no more than 3 to 5 scouts, usually from the same troop, and no more than 2 years age difference amongst them, so that they're all having roughly the same kind of experience level as they're going through this. And so this really isn't an appropriate merit badge to be done like en masse at a troop meeting. You're not going to see it at summer camp. You're not going to see it at merit badge midway type events, merit badge university type things. At least that's not what BSA has recommended. And so what we're looking for are counselors that are, you can see the criteria that our advancement committee has come up with here. We'd like people to complete the DEI training that's available on my.scouting.org. It's very quick and easy to complete. The BSA has released a counselor guide that you have an opportunity to review before that takes you through every merit requirement and kind of gives you, it's a lot more detail and material for instructors than I've seen for any other merit badge coming from national. So you got a lot of support coming from national there. Be willing to demonstrate support for the principles of diversity, equity, inclusion, and ethical leadership. Those are the goals of the badge. Looking for folks who can exhibit strong communication skills, the ability to listen, ask guiding questions, promote discussion, but without kind of putting your finger on the scales, right? We're not looking for imparting our own feelings or views, but rather helping that scout to identify their own views on these subjects. Be available to openly communicate with the scout's parents or guardians, sometimes if questions or discussions require their assistance, and basically demonstrate an ability to serve as a guide and a facilitator to help that scout along. So if this sounds like something that you may be interested in doing, the process for applying to be a merit badge counselor is very much the same as any other merit badge counselor, but we're looking for these kinds of skills. You can go on to the trcscouting.org website and complete the merit badge counselor application. The council advancement committee will take a look at those and review those applications as they come through. And we'd like to start getting some folks online so that as scouts are looking for instructors to work with, we can guide them in that proper direction. So that's a really cool new opportunity, and we hope that folks will be interested in supporting that. There will be more information about this, a little bit more context on what the merit badge is all about, as well as these bullet points that'll be coming out in, I believe, the next council newsletter. So you can look for that very soon in your inbox.
Cool, thank you. All right, moving on. This is just the quick slide on the health updates. We've been talking a lot at various meetings over the last 4 or 5 months about the vaccination updates to the policy coming. To date, we have found out that National has put any of those changes on hold for the vaccination updates. So there's no changes at this point. And unless Brian, you've seen anything else, there's no changes to the medical form until they figure that stuff out as well. So
yeah, that was something that we were told in the fall was coming, and it looks like that's now been stopped. And what I'm hearing is that it's not imminent either, that we're talking about there will be no changes to the medical form in 2022, possibly not even in 2023. So I think this is something that we can, forget about for a little while here in terms of those new requirements for the adult vaccinations.
Yep. If you look at their website, it has a quick update with the frequently asked questions. Right now, it says it's pending and being discussed, and it'll sit like that, I would guess, for the time frame that Brian just mentioned.
We do still need to make sure that for any scouts that are attending summer camp, whether it's in Twin Rivers or elsewhere, certainly, especially in New York State, scouts are still supposed to complete their vaccination records. We do need that for camp with the dates. So that's very much a part of that.
Cheryl, I saw you on here. Would you like to kind of provide this update?
Sure. We just wanted to ask folks to mark your calendars. We are planning for this year to do a University of Scouting in person. A few changes with the COVID. We will not be able to use the school, but we are planning to hold it on Saturday, May 21st from 8 to 4:15, and it will be held at Rotary Scout Reservation. And so we're looking forward to this opportunity to offer some courses that in the past we have not been able to do because of being in an indoor facility. So we're looking to add some courses that we have had to put off, such as maybe Dutch oven cooking, fire building, things like that, these are perfect things to be able to bring out when we're able to do it at one of our camp facilities. So just mark your calendars for Saturday, May 21st. And we hope that everybody will, as we get more information out and our catalog comes out, we'll get the registration set up, and we hope that everybody will take advantage of coming out to camp on that day and getting some more information from the various courses that we're going to be offering.
Very cool. My apologies for not putting the location on there. Probably would have been helpful. So my apologies on that. But Rotary Scout Reservation, as you mentioned before, and if PowerPoints and lectures and classroom learning was not your thing, then this is certainly the University of Scouting to come out for. Excellent stuff. Quick reminder on OCPIC coming up February 19th and 20th at Camp Wampanoag. We had a great presentation on that last month by the OCPIC staff. I just want to make sure that this is put out there one more time. This is a comprehensive program for winter camping, hiking, and survival skills outdoors. If you are going to be taking kids winter camping and trying to impart knowledge onto them, and you have not taken this course, I would strongly encourage you to consider attending this. It is a fantastic learning event. It is outdoors. It is hands-on. It is, working with each other, figuring out equipment. They go over very hands-on with equipment, tent types, sanitation, planning, cooking, the whole 9 yards. They will have demonstrations. They will have the equipment there that you can touch and play with and see. So if you have not had that opportunity, please consider. Registration is available on the council website. Again, trcscouting.org. And I didn't put it here, but I think the cost was $45 for the entire event. Stephen is shaking his head. Yes. So that means I guessed correctly. Fantastic. All right, so I just want to make sure that this was put out there one more time for everybody to consider and put out to the rest of their leaders. You don't necessarily have to be an active Scoutmaster to go to this. If there's a assistant Scoutmaster, a committee member, or just whoever wants to take this, you're welcome. Anybody is welcome to go. Training is coming up in the next 2 months. We have on the council calendar a den leader training for February 8th and 15th. This is an online training, I believe. It's 2 nights. You have to attend both. It's going to be 6:30 to 9 p.m. There is a Baloo for February 26th and 27th. That's basic adult leader outdoor orientation. If you are a pack that is going to take kids camping at any time, you need to have at least one of these people, one of these leaders trained in this event. If you do not, you are technically not allowed to take them training or take them camping at all. So please, if you need somebody in this, consider setting them. I believe there's another one set up later on in the spring right now, but this is the first one coming up. So that's why I'm giving it to you. Check the council calendar for the other date. It is there. I just didn't want to go too far out. The other one here is the Wilderness First Aid available at Rotary Scout Reservation, March 12th and 13th. Brian, do you still have room in that?
I have not looked recently to see what the attendance is. Sorry.
I know it fills up pretty quickly. So if somebody's interested in this room, they should be getting there pretty quick. Wilderness First Aid being required to take kids depending on the location, the distance. So please give that some consideration if you need it. Excellent. That is the wealth of information that I needed to impart upon you all this month. I hope there was some gathering here. There's going to be, again, a recording of this placed on the Facebook page and also on our website. So if you missed anything or would like to hear it once more, please feel free to check it out there. Feel free to give me an email at any time, commissioner@trcscouting.org. If there's anything, any questions. Brian, Rob is saying that the first aid is sold out per the council website. So I do know it sells quickly. So sorry for throwing it up there.
I'm looking at that right now too. Yep.
The other thing Mark is throwing out here is that there was a new council trading post set up for TRC patches and merch sales. See through the link there for everybody if you need it. I believe there's a couple CSPs up there I noticed before. That's also where you can purchase the historic trail items. I believe are up there.
Hey, Rob, do you want to speak on that just for a second?
Sure, I can speak on it. Or Rob, which one?
Rob?
Yeah, sure. So we got a bunch of CSPs and other patches up there, and I think Steve, you have plans for other merchandise going forward. So take a look. A lot of cool stuff going back to 2010. Great prizes for scouts and upcoming meetings and whatnot, or for your collections. A lot of cool stuff we have up there. So go to it and buy away. Thank you.
There's a question here that says the council planning any high adventure trips. Yeah, we do have a contingent set up. Stephen? Can you
Yeah,
provide us-
we are getting ready to turn on the registration for a high adventure trip to Northern Tier for the summer. So that'll be turned on in next week or so.
And then that's this summer. The following summer, everyone should remember the National Jamboree is the following
Jamboree.
summer. So that'll be the high adventure organizational trip by the council for the following summer. So there you go, Marcella. And then Stephen, I just want to go. I saw in there that on the store you have the historic trail for the Saratoga battlefield patches, correct?
Yeah, we have the patches and the medals.
Excellent. So very cool. I think I had all the questions in the particular post. So we're going to hang out for a little bit. We're going to answer any questions if everybody has them. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate everything going on. And yeah, thank you, everybody. And we'll see you next month, and we'll see you out there. Thanks.